about how teams want to hold on to what they've got. Certainly going to make a difference if they make it or not. But we're going to go into Miramar in game number 2. The plane takes to the skies over the desert once more.
So immediately heading up here, Los Leones can pick up a lot of these teams in this current playing path that we will be seeing on your screens very, very shortly. And I feel like I'm telling the future right now. That's because I absolutely am. So a couple of teams could drop it towards Los Leones. There's not too many teams that I've seen so far that have been dropping in Los Leones exclusively, but that can hold at least 3, which will alleviate some of the problems, especially with Miramar being such a large map anyway.
We head into the game. You can see now the plane path that we've been seeing from the southeast side up to La Cobreria. Seeing where teams drop out. And of course, the first time this is going to be played at the top level with 18 teams. Keeping an eye on those drops like a hawk.
Absolutely. And with 6 of these teams dropping exclusively in Picado and El Pozo, honestly, everywhere else that teams want to go to should be absolutely free. So just looking at this one in particular, Impala for Wildcats, this is a place that they love to go. They're already dropping out in that location already. So this seems fantastic. You know, honestly, I've seen a fair few matches from Wildcats as well where playing path has been absolutely diabolical for them going to Impala, yet they still go to Impala. They love it there. So this is a great start for them here on Miramar. And perhaps, you know, maybe they can shore up some of those issues that maybe they had over on Erangel, where things just really did not go their way versus Stalwart.
Puerto Paraíso currently being held by VGS as they dropped out really very early. Down 1 Kia headed further southwest. I imagine they're going to be moving over towards Minas de Baía, Valdemar on that southwestern edge. But Box Gaming and Team Seoul look at a clash in Picado. Only 2 teams at the moment in very close proximity in this location. Neither team yet taking a knock. But look at that very forward position from one of the players from Box. I didn't quite catch the name there. But they are absolutely in the lion's den amongst Seoul, Bensu, with players all around. Omega on that outskirt has the back fall out for Bensu. Has a vehicle, sorry, not a vehicle, a weapon as well in hand. Do they know that there's a player here from Seoul?
Picado can hold 2 of these teams, but you do have to be constantly on a swivel here, John, to make sure that no one's creeping up behind you. Box Gaming, very certain on positions that they want to hold around this map. Trisway with the M249, already with a very heavy-hitting weapon, which could be very dangerous should it come to close quarters with these teams inside these compounds. But it would look like Regan.s as well as Aton Esports have dipped from this location. You can see Regan.s on our screen, at least on the map feed. You got DD as well as one other player in Los Leones alongside with Aton Esports, actually. So this is very, very interesting. Regan.s have north and Atons have south side of Los Leones. So this works out exactly what I was talking about earlier, that Los Leones is massively free. And it looks like Regan.s and Aton happy to not go Picado, not go to that usual position, and instead take a safer spot here towards Los Leones.
Really just a bit of a standoff for Team Seoul and Box Gaming right now in Picado. They have extricated themselves from one another, although Bensu's still pretty close by. A couple of shots have been landed as well between the 2 teams. But, of course, it's not just the teams that are going to be getting stuff done here. Of course, you have the opportunity to get the gun skin and outfit for the PMWI from the 4th to the 13th of this month. 50% off PMWI packs, and you can get a set straight away with that, as well as 5 chances to draw PMWI treasure chests.
And if you can't take advantage of that, next little sale period we do have is from 14th to the 15th of September. So that's 14th this month through to 15th of September. That's 16% of PMWI packs, and you get 6 chances to draw those PMWI treasure chests. So make sure you are getting on that early to reap the rewards. But if not, there's still chances ahead of you.
And of course, you can complete daily missions to earn points. And once enough points are accumulated, you tap on the rewards icon to claim the corresponding reward.
If you want to participate in the event solo or team with other players, that's absolutely fine as well. But team them up, that could give you an extra little chance and make the reward to get a little easier. So make sure you tell all your friends about it and get them on board.
Goodness me, it looks like Bensu and Actually,
They're mates.
I don't think so. I do not think that they will wait 1 second after seeing one another to try and make it all the worse for them. To stand off. Soul has backup, though. If actually just waiting
Those are
for a
mates.
team, those are his mates, right? And so if he pushes in whilst he has that backup, you can trade it off, right? That's what you're really looking for. It's the value of a team. You saw Hector there on the sidelines as well with a nice vantage point to get an off angle. Watch for those players pushing around that flank side. We hop on board with Nigma Galaxy, though, as they are vibing on around in El Pozo, the only team to actually drop up there.
Yeah, so this is the one that we were curious about. USG, for Donuts, were very, very hell-bent on taking Rozhok on Erangel here, but they have given up El Pozo. You know, they're happy to give it to another team. You know, Nigma Galaxy, they took 2 points off them last game, ruined their Erangel, so they'll throw them a coin just this one time. Instead, heading up towards El Azahar on that northeastern side, but no one else is here, so this is a very viable drop for them. Looking at Damwon, who are also another El Pozo team, they're down towards Valdemar, so they'll take that up on the western edge. They will have to contend with back-to-back, who do love to go for a southern rotation, but it's TJB coming in from Chumacera to ruin their day.
Yeah, they take one of the players from back-to-back down. Early scouting, losing a player, not ideal on Miramar. But sadly, it's the risk you run. Team Seoul looking to put the pressure onto Box. This is a fight. The initiative is being taken by Team Seoul here, Blank. They are choosing this fight. They are making this one happen. Box Gaming looked like they were content to sit back a little bit. Maybe it's a strategy. Maybe it's aggression through passiveness, right? Allow them to move to you. Allow them to make those missteps.
Well, way back in day, it was always very hard to break the box formation. That was always the very, very difficult thing to get through. And right now, Box are happy to just sit in this building. Now, back-to-back, just quickly going back to that last fight there between TJB as well as back-to-back. You know, they actually really struggled with this in the finals of Spring 2022, is that on our angle particularly, they would send one scout out and lose that scout very, very early on, dropping them down to 3 players. Already, this is becoming a problem here on Miramar. A lot of these other teams keeping it very, very tight, but Bensu finds one of the players trying to slip through the cracks, but that's not going to happen. The box formation is tight.
It is absolutely on the ball. Really, really nice stuff there. Omega a little bit too far forwards. No backup really from Team Seoul on that angle and a nice opening. And look, Box Gaming move forwards. They re-establish that perimeter. They reclaim this territory. There is a sideswipe potential for Team Seoul if they get that spot, but there's a backstab. Morpher here, over the hill, and it's just Frenzy for the time being, but he has reinforcements coming from the north. Break looking to put this fight into gear now as Team Seoul are on the back foot. Around the side, the reload needs to come through. A lot of damage to Bensu, but it's not enough to get the knock. Break, however, finds Goblin. Akshat now flagging for Team Seoul. 3 players alive for Box as they've lost 1.
It was actually Regan's from the western side that took the knock onto Box. And this was the team that originally liked to play Picardo on that southern edge. And they've just taken a little bit of time in Los Leones, sweep back up here, and ready to reclaim Picardo for their own, knowing that this was going to be a hotly contested spot. Most likely 2 teams locked together. And now they're going to take advantage of this. Very good from Regan's.
Seoul really suffering under this pressure from Box Gaming. 3 elimination points already found. Losing 1, you feel like you're going to take that for now. I feel like that might lay claim to Picardo for them in the future Miramars that we're going to see. If they're lucky, we'll see if Team Seoul want to try and vie for that again. But as you say, RSG, Morph, both moving in from both sides of Picardo.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a squeeze going on here, but it does seem like China is really trying to take a nasty little split. You can see it on your screen right now, where it's just coming down from the hills in Picardo. 52 Esports have taken a knock there. They're right on the western side. I believe that is to Nigma Galaxy. So Nigma Galaxy trying to pick up some more points. Ralph, though, right on the eastern side, he's looking for a compound for the rest of the team to stay, but they're busy with 52 Esports right now.
Looks like 52 Esports are just going to try and keep moving down south. You can see them all mounted up in those vehicles on that western edge. Monte Nuevo, the central focal point of this next circle, just a little bit further out east. It's good for back-to-back right now, who have a lot of that sort of area, despite them losing a player early. If TJB, with GK first moving in there now, can take position there as well on the eastern side, TJB will also be in a phenomenally strong spot.
So back-to-back able to, regroup just a little bit here in there. And it's so unfortunate because we really are dropping into their original drop spot right now in Monte Nuevo. I don't think it was necessary to send one down south, but this is something they've done before. I think with 18 team lobby, it's not so wise anymore taking those ridge lines because there's going to be a lot of teams there. It's not as safe to be dangling one of your players down on the south edge of the map. VGS trying to make their way up behind teams like Damwon from Valdemar. They are just neck and neck here with TJB. You can see them on the screen. Damwon Kia trying to find a little place to call home.
Damwon Kia moving up from the south side. Ladriera being positioned on for now. A lot of scouts, as you were talking about, getting picked off, right? It seems like so far we've seen 3 one-player losses on Box Gaming, to be fair. That was in a compound fight, so 2 scouts really being picked off right now. 52 and back-to-back, both losing one of those players. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. Both of them a little bit on that western side. I mean, you've got 52 certainly a lot heavier in there, but they're moving in on the northwestern end of Monte Nuevo. Daymar
just about lives here for Falcons, but will be knocked by missile from USG. Makes it happen, looks for some more, but it is an off angle coming through from Falcons. Here on the home turf, trying to keep the rest of their team alive.
Needs to choose who to display the flank to there to get the heal off, but Missile stays alive for now. Yusuf trying to get those shots in. Mikun does get behind cover, takes the spray, but doesn't land more than just the one, just a tickle, and needs to heal up as well.
Yeah, Omikun just has to walk away from that one. Falcons able to send them back just a little bit. They're still both on this northeastern edge. 4 rivals moving down as a 2-2 split between El Pozo as well as Crater Field. So they're trying to get a lot of information gathered nice and early on. Vampire Esports coming down from Puerto Paraíso. They're heading towards Minas del Valle. Honestly, they're going to be moving up through Chumacera in a second, but they've opted to stay outside of the circle and in the blue to make sure no one catches them on this long rotate.
On your screens right now. Holding the ridge on a line. Trying to keep their position safe. South side, it's the Vampires. They've yet to push on in, yet to start the frag fest that we saw from them last game. The question is it repeatable or is it an Erangel special?
Is it an Erangel special? That is the real question here. John, Nigma Galaxy still central at the moment.
They're right in the middle there, just a little bit further north, and in fact the circle does shift down a little bit further south, and they will be looking to move with that circle. Right in the middle of it, TJB. They have absolutely slap bang center circle right now. Damwon Kia, who have been waiting in the wings for their position for a while now, are going to be looking to push on in and maybe try and take control of that central area as well.
Yeah, they're looking to pick up that central area at the moment. Back-to-back moving down at the moment. Nigma Galaxy taking a little while to head into this location, but we are really, really getting a little bit tough with all these teams crunching up towards the middle. Wildcats, though, coming from Impala on the eastern side, moving through Chumacera at the moment. Seoul with just 1 player remaining, Hector. Box still yet to break away from Picardo at the moment. It's a bit weird, but it is Stalwart actually moving down from Power Grid, just behind Keyed Esports.
I mean, maybe, Box Gaming, they're playing with 3 now. They're just going to try and take things a little bit slower, play that edge, potentially. I mean, it's a difficult position, right? You're playing with 3 now. You've lost that ability to really scout as effectively. With more players, more rotations becoming dangerous, you're not really willing to take those chances, potentially. But they do actually strike out. They move down southwest from their old position, leaving Hector in the dust, and they take that eastern flank of the circle.
Not a bad position for them to be in at the moment for Box Gaming. Obviously down to just 3 players, but 3 elimination points. You'll take that any day of the week, especially here on Miramar. Now, what really can't happen here for a lot of these teams, is Vampire Esports. They know that they're being headhunted right now. If they start to get ahead once again in this match, things become extremely difficult for a lot of these other teams to start catching up if they continue that momentum going forward. Right now, though, they are really squeezed tight on that southern edge, just around Chumacera, with one other team in Wildcats coming in just behind them. Schweppes from Vampire Esports, though, will have the bead on Wildcats, where the rest of the team in 3 are just ahead of them towards the north, so they should get info on this nice and early.
Yeah, on a 3-1 split, or maybe even a 1-2-1 split from Vampire Esports. Just taking a look at where they are sat on the map. They are yet to fully regroup. They did play a lot of that Northern Rossock at some points. They played in that 2-2 split, so they are used to playing a little bit more of that split play style. Certainly that would be the evidence from the last game anyway, and it certainly worked.
Another look at the map here. It's just getting real struggle bus. And, I did not expect this whatsoever, but we still have 18 teams. Vampire Esports, though, Schweppes in the back line, stays alive, but it's Wildcats who are taking shots, and this is the info that Schweppes is able to provide the rest of the team. Next circle, pops in, heads down south, so Vampire Esports still very happy. Looks though, does hit the shots onto Schweppes, will take him down, and that is Vampire Esports down to 3, but there's still more shots. Along the way, it's Fluketh once again.
Really solid backup there. The off angle's perfectly found. Heals needing to come through from the Wildcats, and they are yet again suppressed on this ridgeline. Really difficult, but Vampire Esports looking to potentially be down to 3. They've lost their Schweppes on the outside there, and they will be at 3. They had 4 in that previous game, but the circle moves to them.
I mean, if they get another circle shift, though, they are in a real safe spot. Like, look how hard it is to approach these buildings. The only issue they might fall into is without those 4 players, it does become a little harder to pick up on all these angles. Again, though, Aton Esports is their difficulty going forward, and it looks like Vampire Esports know that this is a position on the map that they need to watch out for. Really good stuff from Fluketh. His shots have been on point. He's been looking all over the map at the moment, really keeping it clean here for Vampire Esports.
I mean, that was one of their characteristics of the last game, right? Snappy engagements, I think Matt said on the desk. Making those clean engagements. That's exactly what you want to be looking for. Even better on Miramar.
Danmonkia still struggling to just find anywhere that's super concrete for them. It's on the edge of this hill at the moment. 52 Esports coming into play here. Enigma Galaxy, one of their players, I believe it was Hamodi, did go down here. They're just trying to get down through the circle on that northern side.
It looks like 3 of them are down. They're losing players left and right. Enigma Galaxy suffering heavily. They had not the best of starts, losing 2 players early in the last game. The first team to go down, in fact. I think it's just Freak alive for them now. At the back as well. Not really a chance to get these reses. Going down first twice in a row. Not the way you want to start your tournament. Certainly would be a disaster. Team Seoul, though, seem to be survivors. They were on 1 for the longest time in that first game. And out they go. Yet again, first team eliminated.
A miserable start here for Enigma Galaxy. Really not fun. But you know what, John? There's still Sanhok ahead for them. And honestly, that is the map where they prevail the most.
They know how to survive. They know how to get it done. But there's more frags on the hillsides as Donuts USG looking to move up past 4 rivals, and only Jumper can stand in their way now. 52 as well in the back line. Proving to be difficult to deal with as Jumper spotted away. That was it. I don't even know who that was, but
Virtual Gaming Squad took him down there. Good stuff.
Morph drop a nade right on top of one of their own teammates, but they take an enemy down in the process. I'm not sure if that's worth it at this late stage.
Danmonkia, though, you see, they have just been keeping an eye out all over the place, and this ties right back into what the desk was saying at the beginning of the day. They are a survivalist team. They're going to try and see how far they can get, but 52 Esports still trying to lay claim around this area.
I agree. An applause ringing out there. Not too sure what that was for, but
52 Esports.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, to be fair, absolutely. Danmonkia, they lose Forest on the hillside. You're not going to be able to get him back up. Daku spots Sung as well. A lot of Danmonkia struggling to survive. Fabian and Junie, though, A formidable duo, to be sure. Fabian takes half HP, but excellent backup coming through to be able to shut that one down. Vaz taken out there. Juni, he still has the DBS.
Yeah, it's Korean meta at the moment. All of them use it over in the Korean PMPL. It's pretty insane, but they make it work massively.
TJB take hold of a compound, eliminating back-to-back from that stronghold. They've had a central position for quite a while now, and they will have to move a little bit further south. At the moment, I'm looking at RSG with that central, with pretty much one of the few compounds in this next circle plane.
This is very unfortunate for the team from America, just struggling just a little bit here in the PMWI. Stalwart, though, looking for another consistent game here. That's what I want to see from Stalwart, and we could get some more hope into this team. Action, though, coming over the top and just descends upon VGS. Like we've seen nothing before. Goodness me, swoops in. Talons are strong and sharp. There's nothing you can do against them.
And they should be able to get everyone back up as well. So a full force Stalwart, definitely something to worry about. Pain run down there after the knock. Down one Kia move up to Daku. Pops out the window, spots Fabian. Needs to be worried about the teammates from the off angle though, but finds the cover from the shack. Through the windows, the bullets pour in, and it's going to be a tall order to get anything done, but Fabian goes down. In the meantime, 52 are eliminated, however. That will slow down one Kia on that northwest flank.
Yeah, TJB have been harassing this team the entire time, and they might just have to leave Fabian behind. Lin moves up. Tends to be the first player to move up a lot of the times for TJB. Sometimes it goes wrong, sometimes it goes marvelously. It's hard to say here with Lin. He's really kind of shaky as a player in terms of being extremely good, or sometimes just not so great.
Volatility, that's really the characteristic of his gameplay. Sung and Juni, two players for down one Kia. Wildcats under fire as well from Falcons. They're trading 1-for-1 right now on the knocks. X-Ray definitely resable here. And so is Yusuf.
It's a very awkward playing field, but Juni pulls out the DPS. Lin goes down, but it's TJB. They bring it back nicely there, though I would have been very, very scared at the cracking sound that DBS makes as he comes around the corner. And that's why the Koreans take it. Just those singular moments where you can surprise a team coming through.
Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to see Danwon Kia safe. TJB Esports EU able to put that pressure down, get that res on as well, get themselves back to 4 and move down south further on. But Falcons from the sides, only powerful getting knocked, and they are fragging out. The Wildcats cannot stand up to the pressure, but they're now under fire from TJB on the north side. Doesn't matter though, they are absolutely cool, calm, collected. The Wildcats taking shots every which way as well with their last player X-Ray.
This is a real chance here for the Saudi Arabian team. They're close to the circle as well, but it's STE who's ahead of them. That's the difficulty. Atan Esports, though, keep taking casualties on this southern edge. Falcon Esports really do need to start thinking about making a move, but they've got to figure out where the other teams are. Falukov somehow keeps moving down that hill with the quick feet in action, but it's not enough. Ravenclaw.
Whoa. Able to do the job, able to get it done against Donuts USG. The off angle still dangerous. This should be completely broadside for Bruno right now, but I don't think he's taking that position. I don't think he's pushing up. He knows that his position's known. Maybe just not going to peek it. Not going to take that chance of Vampire up to 2. Falcons look for the crash into the compound. Stalwart are here. RSG are here as well. As Aiton do lose that last player. RSG suffering now under pressure from Stalwart.
This is terrible timing here for STE to try and claim this building that Regan's are currently in. Falcon, they just come in at just the right time. Fantastic stuff for them. Laying in the utility. Regan's already finds a nade over the top and never alone.
Falcons.
It's on to Pika. The util is coming in clutch.
The nades coming through from Falcons as well for the third party. They're going to be able to take hold of this compound if they keep going. Phenomenal performance on this crash from them, but TJB have oversight. It's difficult to handle now. It's difficult to stymie that pressure. But they will try and lock down those angles. Only action in the compound.
This is what I said for Saudi Arabia. They had to move right now into those buildings, and they took that call, and they made that call in the moment very, very quickly, dropped the utility in, and STE and Regan's completely blindsided by the absolute decimation that was laid upon them by the Molotovs, the grenades. Even I saw smoke get thrown in there as well.
Look at that. The replay there from Ravenclaw as well. Phenomenal. A duo for Vampire Esports. 7 elimination points, looking to take out the Wildcats as well. It's only X-Ray. TJB have an angle, potentially onto Ravenclaw, but he's just storming forwards. Shut down as the nades go long, but Fluketh in the backline, stung in the back as Tingskur able to handle the Vampires. Van Helsing rides.
Good stuff here from TJB. Keep it very, very steady on this hillside. Wait for the players to reveal themselves before they do lock in the action. And now it's them looking across the way at Falcon. It all depends on this next circle. Falcon would love for it to end on them, but they have to move. This is horrific. But Stalwart, though, action still in it. He's ready and waiting in the wings. And I don't know if Falcon know if he's here or not.
6 elimination points, 3rd place guaranteed. Stalwart, again, with a consistently good result. That's what we're looking for from this team. That's what we want to see, and strong elimination points to boot. Fantastic stuff. But right now, as you said, it's between TJB and the home team here in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, Falcons.
This is going to be really difficult, though, because TJB, you know, they can't lose any of these players they've sent to the edge side, but this is a very strong split that they're currently employing. It's going to be difficult for any sight lines not to be open to these guys when Falcons do start to move out of this building. So really, really tough stuff. Action just needs to hold his ground, stand his ground here.
Oh, I think he spotted a little shuffle there from Powerful. GK first, trying to suppress those angles. There's the first angle. TJB have such good vantage points, like you were saying.
I know what Falcons are trying to do here. They're trying to get rid of action, but he is just throwing him for a loop, takes so much damage, and finally goes down to Never Alone. So they do secure that 2nd place. Great stuff from Falcon. Now they need to fight back.
No answer towards GK first. Never Alone taking heavy tick damage from the blue, down to 3. Damar gets res, so Yusuf and Damar, a duo in the forefront. But TJB storming down this hillside, nading through the window, putting everything under pressure, putting Falcons to the test, and 2nd place will be a good finish. They wanted first, but it was not to be. TJB moving through the building, through the window, and it is TJB with game number 2 on Miramar.
Xiao coming in as a new player here as well, stamping his mark at the end of that game.